The Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, was jammed through Congress with several enticing promises. Now we know that they were broken. Here are the top 10.
President Obama pledged that he would not sign legislation that would add more than a dime to the federal deficit. He called the ACA deficit-reducing healthcare reform. That would be, quote, saving over $200 billion over 10 years and more than $1 trillion in the second decade, closed quote. Nationalization of student lending, originally enacted as a revenue source, has now become a mechanism for a vast backdoor expansion of unpaid-for federal spending to subsidize higher education. Other purported deficit reducers were the health insurance tax, the Cadillac tax, the medical device tax, and the individual mandate tax, all of which were repealed. Obamacare was supposed to bend the cost curve, saving $2,500 per family per year. The primary ACA tool for bending the curve, the Cadillac tax, was of dubious effectiveness and never went into effect. Meanwhile, the ACA increased individual market premiums by nearly 100% from 2013 to 2017. President Obama promised that the ACA would, quote, save lives, closed quote, and, quote, reduce injuries, closed quote. Democrats in Congress touted a Harvard study concluding that 45,000 excess deaths occurred annually among persons aged 17 to 64 due to lack of health insurance. Obsessed with putting insurance cards in the pockets of the small part of the population that didn't already have them, the Obama administration was oblivious to major emerging health problems. After increasing an average of 1.5 years per decade before 2014, life expectancy declined from 2014 through 2017. On the heels of a flood of insurance-funded opioid prescriptions, illicit fentanyl was further elevating mortality rates among young people. President Obama promised that, quote, the reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally, closed quote. Congressman Wilson was pilloried throughout Washington for shouting, "You lie." Mr. Wilson was ahead of his time. While the ACA continues to limit subsidies to those lawfully present, the Biden administration now interprets that to include persons who immigrated illegally as children. Furthermore, enrollment fraud is rampant. Here's the Cliff Notes version of the next 3 broken promises, which were taking the stress out of health insurance, raising revenue with employer penalties, and increasing economic growth. For the last 3, we have purportedly inexpensive coverage expansion through Medicaid, keeping your insurance plan, and reductions in emergency room use.